Daredevil Born Again episodes 5 and 6. We're doing another double episode for Daredevil, and definitely needed because the first episode was nothing, and then the second episode had about a good second half. That's where we're at with these two episodes, and we do end up at a point where we wanted to get to, though, with this. So we do have a little progression this week, although one of the episodes kind of does nothing at all. So let's get through that first. So episode 5 of Daredevil Born Again. Matt Murdock is trying to get money or loan or whatever it is for his law firm that he's got with this random new character that we don't see that much. So he is at this bank with Miss Marvel's dad. So Ms. Marvel in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is like this new hero that they're trying to push, and I have hardly seen her because I didn't watch her show. I don't even know who he is. I have not seen him yet. I guess he was in a little bit of the Marvels, which I caught some glimpses of, but outside of that, I don't have really much experience with him or Miss Marvel because I just haven't watched stuff with that character. I just don't care. I really, really do not care. But we got a whole little scene here of him talking to Matt Murdock about Miss Marvel, his amazing superhero daughter, Kamala Khan, which, you would hope it's just the one scene, but then you get him bringing her up at almost every moment of the episode. Very weird. It's like they're trying to make sure that, she's a cool, awesome new character as well that nobody's going to know or really care about. I'm not, negative or positive about the character. I don't know much about her, but I haven't had enough care to go and watch the stuff that she's in, and I know the Marvels was a complete failure for Marvel, so it's just kind of weird, and I don't know why he's playing such a big role in this episode, but the episode in general is not that bad. It's just very pointless. So he's in this bank, and he doesn't get whatever he needs from the bank. He walks out, and then he hears that there is some commotion going on. So he goes back to the bank because there is a big bank robbery. Because there just is. And they got multicolored masks. And they rush in there with their guns, these Irishmen or whatever. And they go about robbing the bank to get a gem. An orange gem. The whole episode is Matt Murdock essentially trying to stop a bank robbery. And the one guy they try to have get into the vault is Miss Marvel's dad guy over here. They stop them from getting in the vault. They actually get in there themselves. Matt takes out the gem that the bad guys want. He goes back up, convinces them to, he kind of stalls while the police are outside. And he waits for the very last second until the police barge into the room to save the hostages. And then he throws the gem towards the thieves. But at the end of the episode, it is revealed that Matt Murdock kind of had the gem still, and he put it back in the little candy jar next to Miss Marvel's dad's jar of candy on his desk. And we got some cool fighting scenes. So the big episode, really the biggest, best thing of the episode is we just get to see Matt do some more Daredevil stuff. He gets to fight a little bit more, and he he steals one of the thieves' masks at one point and beats them up and literally bends the guy's legs backwards while he tries to escape as dressed up as a cop. So that was a cool little fight, a brutal fight there. So that was kind of nice to see. But outside of that, not a whole lot really at all. So again, really pointless episode because it didn't push the narrative of the story for the season anywhere. There's filler where an episode will feel slow and all that type of stuff. We have that, right? Last week wasn't really anything crazy, but it still had some, stuff happening. This episode, maybe this is why they did too. This one was not bad. I'm not going to say it was bad. I found some enjoyable moments in it, just the fighting mostly with Matt Murdock. That's really the highlight of the episode. It wasn't terrible, just very, very pointless. Very pointless. And it really wasn't needed. It wasn't that long, though. I think it was one of the shorter episodes. And they got super long credits. So, it is what it is. But this is probably why they gave us 2 episodes. So, episode 6. We open the episode with the BB report. So, that's not a good way to open it for me. Because I'm tired of seeing this, little news reporter chick with her little blog popping up through the episodes. It's really annoying. And we actually got a break from that in episode 5. So episode 6, we open right back up with that. And now we're starting to talk about Muse and this guy who's like killing people and using their blood to make paintings on these big murals all over the city. And that's kind of the big central plot of this episode, is this guy Muse out there killing people. He's killed like 60 plus people and using their blood to make murals. So this is kind of like the big overarching like villain that everyone's kind of trying to find. And the episode once again just continues this whole story of Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk trying to become, not trying to, but slowly just falling right back into who they really are, which I don't know if we needed to wait this long, because I know the season's like 9 episodes, so we're already at episode 6, and now we're finally getting to these two characters becoming who they've always been. But Wilson Fisk, Matt Murdock, basically becoming the Kingpin again and becoming Daredevil again. We got really close at the end of last episode. It was like really right on the edge there, and then we have a little break with the bank heist. Outside of that, we get back to this one, and they're on the edge. So you got people disrespecting Wilson Fisk. These people that are in business with, Vanessa and all them, disrespecting Wilson. You got, I don't even remember her name. I don't even know who she is. She's the family of White Tiger, his niece or something. This little girl goes to Matt Murdock's office to talk to him about Muse, because she discovers that White Tiger was looking into this guy and trying to find out more about him. So now she wants to go and continue his work. So we got this little girl, which I have no feeling towards her at all. She's just kind of like a plot point for the episode. But she's in this, and she's kind of a plot point for the end of the story with Muse. So she is trying to find out more about Muse because she wants to figure out this thing that that White Tiger was looking into. So Wilson Fisk, he is trying to still get funding and support for this port thing that he's trying to do, this project. He's trying to still do it under, like legal ways. He's not really trying to do it his own way, but he's still trying to follow this like mayor public image type thing. So he needs to go and try and get support and funding and money for this. And he doesn't seem like he gets it in this episode, but we did get a good cameo from Lalo Salamanca. I'm surprised to see him back alive after getting buried under Gus Fring's meth lab, but hey, anything's possible, I suppose. But good to see Lalo Salamanca show up again. Now, this guy was apparently in Hawkeye. I hardly remember Hawkeye. I did watch it. I know Wilson was in Hawkeye as well, but again, I hardly remember Hawkeye. I really don't remember much of it. Apparently he was in it. I didn't even remember that he was in that show. I don't know his character's name, but he's Lalo Salamanca to me. So good to see Lalo back. He's kind of a crazy dude, but hey. But yeah, he was one of the people that was kind of denying Wilson to have any funding or whatnot for this port project. So still trying to, gain this good public image. Wilson Fisk, even though he's trying this whole thing, he's starting to fall back into his old Kingpin self. And now he is trying to deal with this Muse murderer. This crazy murderer, vigilante type guy out there, and he's trying to put on a good face like, we're going to go after him, and then I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to put together a force to go after Muse. And he ends up putting together a big force of bad, dirty cops. So he's building his little crew again. He's got his own little force again. It's kind of like the Kingpins coming back together. So he's got a bunch of dirty cops now on this task force to go after Muse, presumably to go and do the things that he more wants to do rather than like these normal legal right ways. He's going to go ahead about it his own way this time. So again, falling back into the Kingpin thing, and it's just a further step into the direction of just, we're heading right back to Kingpin, and we're also heading right back to Daredevil. So Muse, the little kid from earlier in the episode, she goes off to find Muse because she's looking to, discover her uncle's or White Tiger's or whatever work. So she's trying to find Muse. She finds Muse, and we didn't even see what happened. We just cut to her hearing something in the sewers, and then the next scene is Muse literally has captured her. He is going to take her blood out to use it for a mural. So she's just going to become another victim for him. So as he's about to do that, Daredevil gets a call from her her family. They call him, and he runs off to save her. So he's running off into the tunnels, and we get this really cool shot for a moment of Matt kind of like running out of like the dust and the mist and the tunnels there, like right at Muse. It looked really cool for a moment until the freaky CGI came in, where it didn't look that good. But the fight begins. He's found Muse. He's going to try and save the girl. And then this is where the two big fights at the end of the episode begin. This is really like the big chunk of the episode here. This last few minutes that's really like, okay, finally. Just finally. Matt Murdock is in the Daredevil costume again. Daredevil is back. We took all the way till episode 6, the very end of the episode, and he is now in the costume once again, even though he's really been doing these fights now several episodes in throughout the season already. But now he's in the costume again. He's being Daredevil. So he's going after Muse. It's a good fight between him and Muse. Pretty dramatic. You know, you got that screaming shot that he's had in the trailers. And you also got Wilson Fisk going down into his dungeon or whatever and giving in to just his anger and rage towards Adam, this boyfriend that Vanessa had while he was gone. And instead of having him captured and just kind of unharmed, he's going in there and he's kicking his ass. He's beating the shit out of him. And I don't think he kills him in the end. At the very end, he's kind of like barely alive, but he's in the cage with him, and you can see Wilson Fisk kind of sitting there in his own glory again, like, yeah, I'm back, kind of a way, you know. So Kingpin's basically heading right back to us, and Daredevil is also back. So Kingpin's coming back to life, Daredevil's back to life, he saves the girl, Muse gets away, so he, kicks the shit out of him and stuff, he nearly kills him. Of course he doesn't though. Muse gets away, and Daredevil's back. So that's the quick rundown of the episode. And I gotta say, that last section there of the episode of Daredevil and Kingpin coming back to life here in this show is great to see. I think it's taken way too long though, and the whole last episode was a waste. And honestly, it's just taking too long, because now there's 3 episodes left. It's not like a 13 episode season like the Netflix one was. They're doing 9 episodes, and I think I heard initially that this show was going to be way more than that before they apparently reworked it. So they definitely cut out a lot of stuff, and maybe that was for the better. But either way, it made it to 9 episodes now, and now we only have 3 left. So I hope that the last 3 are just amazing. And what I said before is I want to see way more Punisher. And with 3 episodes left, I don't know how much of that we'll get, but I'm sure we'll see him again. I know we're going to see Bullseye again too, actually. There's like a new trailer that came out. But we're going to see Bullseye again, we're going to see Punisher again. I want to see Karen Page again too. Maybe she was supposed to be dead in that old version of the show or something. We won't see Foggy. If he's even alive, we won't see him. But it would be nice to see Karen at least one more time here this season. It just feels weird with her not there. But I don't know where the story's headed right now with Wilson Fisk and Daredevil. I don't know how concluded that will be maybe by the end of the season, because there's a lot of things to kind of get to. The whole Punisher thing at the cops. You got the Wilson Fisk mayor stuff still kind of unraveling. And then you got this Muse stuff that is still unsolved, or not, that is not totally resolved just yet. He got away. So obviously there's a season 2. And they'll probably just continue that story into there. So not everything's going to wrap up, but I want a lot more Punisher. That is the biggest thing for me right now. I really want to see a lot more Punisher. And I also want some of the original characters back. I want Foggy and Karen back. I know Foggy's dead, but I hope everyone's little theories of him being alive is true, because I want him to be alive. I want Karen back too. And I want Punisher. I just want some of the original cast back. And if you had them in there with some of these new characters, it would be fine with me. But I really, it just feels kind of off right now. He's in his own little world, still trying to rebuild to where he was in the Netflix show. So that's how I feel about it. But the second episode definitely was better. It actually did stuff to the story. We got a Lalo Salamanca cameo. We got to see a little bit more of Wilson Fisk and Daredevil actually becoming themselves again, rather than just a random bank heist that had no relevance to the story whatsoever. So episode 6 was definitely you could literally skip episode 5 pretty much. At least as of right now, I think you could probably skip episode 5. Episode 6 is where it's at. It's the better episode of the week. 3 left. We'll see what happens. Right now, though, it's I don't think it's as good as the Netflix one yet, but I think there's some really fun stuff in this, and it's cool to see Daredevil like back officially now, and I'm curious to see how this wraps up. I don't know exactly what they're gonna do, but just give me more Punisher, please. I want it. I really, really want it.